Hey everyone, it's Ashley. This video is going to be about my labor and delivery. I was actually induced, and the reason that I was induced was because I was just really uncomfortable, and I was in a lot of pain, and I was just completely miserable, for 2 weeks straight. I couldn't sleep. My schedule was all messed up. I was in a lot of pain. My hips are hurting, all that kind of stuff. And the doctor was also worried because I was really small, and whenever he felt that Karsyn was smushed in there, so we had decided to be induced. I was only induced one day before my due date, so I was 39 weeks and 6 days pregnant. So it wasn't really like anything dramatic or anything like that, like 2 weeks beforehand or anything. So I was supposed to go in on December 5th at 6 o'clock p.m. And they were supposed to give me a call around 4 or so that day, or else I was supposed to call them if they didn't. So I ended up calling them, and they said that they were full at the moment and that they'd give me a call as soon as they had something open. So 6 o'clock rolled around, and no one had given me a call yet. So I had decided to go ahead and give them a call, and they said they were still full, but they should give me a call around 11 or midnight to let me know when I can go in. So they did end up calling me around midnight, and she had said that they were still full and there were still people coming in and everything. So she didn't know exactly when I'd be able to come in, but they'd give me a call, and it'd be around morning sometime. So I ended up just going to sleep and waiting it off. I fell asleep, and they had given me a call about 5 o'clock or so, and let me know that I could come in at 6. So I had woke up my boyfriend, and I woke up my mother, and I just took a shower real quick, rinsed off. I straightened my hair. I know that probably didn't matter, but it mattered to me. And so then we headed to the hospital. I got there probably a little bit early, or than 6 o'clock, maybe like 10 minutes or so. Whenever we got there, we went up and we had to sign in, make our copay, and they gave me the little bracelet, and they sent us straight to my room. They weighed me. They asked me like 1,000,001 questions. They put the belly band on me, and then she also checked to see how dilated I was and how effaced I was, and I was 2 centimeters dilated and 80% effaced. So my doctor had ordered for them to do the gels. I can't remember what exactly the gels are called, but it's to soften your cervix. And so they did the gel, and I can't remember what level gel it was, but that worked really well with my body, and it actually put me in labor by just having the gels put in. I ended up contracting from like 1 minute to 3 minutes apart, and they were really bad. So they decided to not give me the Pitocin and to just wait it off and see how long my body was going to do it by itself. At probably about noon or so, my doctor came in and he broke my water, and when he broke my water, I was at 4 centimeters. Right after that, probably like an hour or so after he broke my water, my contractions were really bad, and I had asked for some pain medicine. I didn't want my epidural yet because I was only at 4 centimeters, and I felt like I could go longer without it. So they had given me some kind of pain medicine, but I can't exactly remember what kind it was. I'll have to look at my paperwork, and I'll put it down in the bottom of the comments and let you know what it was. After they had given me that, I fell asleep for probably like an hour or two, and I woke up probably about 4 to 5 or so, and I was in excruciating pain, and I decided to get my epidural. And so they gave me my epidural, and honestly, I was freaked out about getting my epidural because I had taken a labor and delivery class, and they showed us how big this needle was and like how fat and thick and everything was. I was terrified. But honestly, I did not feel a thing. I felt 2 shots that they gave me to numb the area, and then after they numbed it, I couldn't feel him anything. I felt like the pressure of him pushing on me, like pushing in, but I didn't feel the pain or anything. After that, I was totally numb. Like, it was amazing. I am so thankful for the epidural because I probably could not have done it without it. Right after that they gave me the epidural, they did start the Pitocin finally because my contractions finally like slowed down and everything, and they were able to give it to me. Whenever they gave me the Pitocin, my contractions got really bad. They were really close together and they were really strong, and to a point I could still feel them, but they weren't painful, if that makes sense. How long was it? I think it was about 2 hours, so probably about 8 o'clock or so, 8:30. I had dilated from a 6 when I got my epidural all the way to a 10, and the lady, my nurse, she was telling me that it was time to start pushing and that she was going to call my doctor to tell him to come in. I flipped out. I started crying. I was bawling my eyes out. I was scared. I just wanted him to be perfect and nothing wrong with him and no health issues and all that kind of stuff. So my mom was there and she was able to help me calm down, and it was so helpful. I'm really thankful that my mom was there to help me through it. So after I was done crying and shaking really bad, I think it was my anxiety, I'm not really sure, but I was shaking so bad. Like when you're cold and you shiver, but I was like 10 times worse than that. Like my lip was quivering, I was just shaking, and so the nurses tried getting me to calm down and to stop shaking and stuff, and so I started pushing, and I pushed for 2 hours, and I was not able to get him in. She kept pushing like down, like on my opening. She kept pushing down. She's like, push here, you're pushing in your face. And with the epidural, I couldn't really feel like where she was telling me to push. I was just pushing. So it took me a really long time to push him out. Honestly, you push like you're pooping. It's really weird. But I finally was able to push him out. Whenever he came out, he had the cord wrapped around his neck twice. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. Probably about right after I got my epidural, probably like an hour, probably about 7 o'clock, right before I found out that I was 10 centimeters dilated, I'm sorry. They noticed that his heart rate was slowing down a lot, and they figured that he wasn't getting enough oxygen, so they put an oxygen mask on me, and they were hoping that it was going to help him and everything like that. Anyways, so when he came out, he had the cord wrapped around his neck twice, and my dad was recording, and you see my mom like go, oh, she was really freaked out about it, but he ended up being totally fine. He was completely healthy. At the hospital I go to, they like doing skin to skin is what it's called, and they laid him on me, and he was probably laid on my chest for probably about an hour, I think it was. Sorry about my dog. And after that, they weighed him, and he was 6 pounds 8 ounces, and he was 19 inches long. So he was just a little guy. He was so adorable, so little. And right after, probably 2 hours after I had him, they made me stand up, and they gave me some Percocets and what was the other thing? I think it was like Pamperamidol or something like that to help my uterus contract to finish getting everything out. And they had brought us back up to our room, and by the time that I was up in the room, it was already like midnight because I had Karsyn at 10:46 at night, so it was really late. And whenever we got up there, my boyfriend, he passed out. He was exhausted, and all I could do was sit there and hold Karsyn in my arms. I did not want to set him down for the life of me. He was so adorable. that whole night, I don't think I slept barely at all. All I wanted to do was hold him and talk to him and cuddle him and all that kind of stuff. To be honest with you guys, my labor pain was not as bad as afterwards. Like, honestly, I was in so much pain after I had him. I was so swollen and it just hurt and I was achy. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I did rip. I ended up ripping and my doctor did sew me up. So, I think that was also a reason I was in so much pain. Honestly, the pain did not go away. I probably had pain down there until about, Karsyn was about a week or so, and it was horrible. Not to scare anybody or anything like that, but it was really bad, and I wasn't really able to sit or stand up very fast. It was really slow. Another thing I forgot to mention, who was in my labor and delivery room. At first, it was just going to be my mom and my boyfriend. That's all I wanted in there. But, while the time, like, one time was going, in between, like, while I was in active labor, my mom, my dad, and my little sister, my boyfriend's mom, his dad, and his little sister, they all ended up being in my labor and delivery room. At the point when they told me it was time to push, like, I didn't feel like telling anyone to get out. I just wanted to push. I just wanted to get over with. I was so exhausted and tired. I didn't really care who was in the room, so that's just how it ended up being. And honestly, I probably wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, it was really a really good experience for all of us. My dad and David's dad actually stood in the corner. They could see me and everything, but they weren't able to see, you know, the whole vagina and everything. So it wasn't a big deal to me at all. And I think it was an awesome, like, family bonding time as well. Yeah, I think that's pretty much my whole labor and delivery story. I mean, labor went by, honestly, it felt like it went so fast, and it was nothing of what I had expected it to be. I mean, I was really calm during it. I just kind of, like, kept breathing through my contractions. That helped me so much. If you breathe through them, it's so not as bad as it is when you're like, it hurts, kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, my labor, it was only about, I think, 10 hours long or so, and I pushed for 2 hours of that 10, so, it wasn't bad at all. I like that I was induced. I mean, a lot of people are against being induced and all that kind of stuff, but I honestly didn't mind being induced, and I think I wouldn't have honestly had it probably any other way to be. So, everyone's, inducement kind of goes differently, you know, but, I definitely wouldn't have had it any other way. So yeah, that is pretty much it. If you guys have any questions or anything, just go ahead and comment, or you can go ahead and email me if it's, a personal question you don't want anyone else to see. I hope that you guys liked this video, and thank you for everything. Subscribe if you haven't. Thanks.